Hey everyone, welcome to the Rise and Above podcast, a platform for you to share your story. Oftentimes, we all have something that happens to us in life and we have no way of sharing. Many people want an outlet, whether it's writing a book or going on a massive networking platform or starting an inspirational social media account. With the Rise and Above platform, anyone with an inspiring, motivating, or interesting story can come on and share. It could be anything from the struggles of starting a business, the struggles of overcoming homelessness or mental illness. I've interviewed victims of rape, sexual assault, and abuse. There is no subject that is off limits. This platform offers a safe and fun way for you to share your story through a one-on-one experience. If you would like to share your story, the best way to reach out would be through social media. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook or through email. All the links will be provided in the show notes. Thank you for listening. Welcome to the Rise and Above podcast. Today I have Akshay Bhargava with me. He is a local DJ, up and coming from what I hear. And he goes by Cheeku. Cheeku, you don't mind me calling you that, right?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
You want to tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do?
Yeah. I'm from Okemos, so I'm really just from the area my whole life. I started DJing about a little bit over 3 years ago. I have my own clothing line, and yeah, I kind of just focus on those two things. And I also worked with a company this summer with mental health awareness. So I try to involve my music, my clothing, and mental health all wrapped in one.
Very cool. So how did you get into music?
I've always liked music. To me, music is the closest thing to magic we have. So, as a kid, I'd always just listen to whatever my parents were listening to, which, being Indian, was Indian music. But my brother introduced me to rap and hip hop. So I always would listen to music. It'd always be just kind of like my escape from reality. So I knew I wanted to do something with it, but I'm not musically talented. I can't rap or sing or play an instrument. But my first concert was Flume, who's a DJ, and I saw him, and just to see the impact he had on the crowd was strictly something I was like, whoa, this is something I'd want to do. So ever since then, I tried to find a way. I found that interest into DJing, and then one day I went to a concert. And my friend the next day bought just this $1,000 board, and he was just like, "You want to try it out?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And I DJ'd with him for my first year, and then I got my own board, and then from there, just took off.
So what kind of things are you doing? When somebody says DJ, are you doing weddings, or are you doing concerts? What kind of?
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good question. To me, I started off with just trying to get used to a crowd. So I did our school, when I was in school, I did a dodgeball tournament. That was my first thing I did. And I did a party, or actually I shouldn't even say party, a social gathering. And I always knew I didn't want to play music that, at a wedding or something, someone's going to ask you, "Hey, can you play this? Can you play that?" I always want to do something where it's just you just give me the trust and I'm going to give you the performance. So mainly concerts. I hosted my own parties. So I've had Sunset 1, 2, and 3. And 2 weeks ago, I just had my first headlining show. So I'm trying to do more along the lines of show and performance rather than, DJing and be like, "Table 6, your turn to get food," So
Right.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
What kind of venues are you doing?
Right now, it's all local. I just did Urban Beat in Old Town. Very, very beautiful place. Super pretty venue. I've done all the sunset parties at my house. I've DJ'd at what was the Loft, which is now, I believe, the studio.
414.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've done Max Bar, and unfortunately that's closed, so rest in peace there. A lot of history there. And a couple parties and frats, that stuff at Michigan State. So
That's cool. So what kind of music are you DJing?
it really does depend. I've also DJed a coffee house, so I'll do lo-fi and selection type, selection-esque type of music. And then when it comes to concerts, I it's usually rap and EDM, but like put together in a
Mhm.
way. It like I try to play music that you didn't know that you wanted to hear yet. To me, it's like I'm playing songs that you know the lyrics to, but it's a different beat in the background, and you can still sing the song, but have like a whole new experience with it. So I try to like find
Cool.
songs like that. Yeah.
Now, what's that process like? You're up there spinning discs and stuff, right?
Yeah, no, it's
Can you explain the process a little bit?
yeah. I think a lot of people they would come up to me and be like, "Oh, you made the song. You made the song." I'm gonna be like, "All right, no. If I made the song, I would not be going to college right now. I'd be dropped out. I'd be on tour, going wherever I need to go. Right now, I'm in my early stages. But I think the hardest part about it is when you're up on stage, you have to like read the crowd, and it's
Mhm.
like you're counted on the second. Like I can go record a song and then play it and not have to do anything, but like when I'm DJing, I strictly have to read the crowd, and I'm like always on the clock. So I add a lot of effects. I like to do just a lot of different types of transitions and stuff like that, and usually I try to fade out specific parts so that the crowd can sing and I can hear them, so it's kind of like interactive. So
Okay.
a lot of things like that.
Now, you said you're not musically talented. What kind of talent does DJing have? Like, what do you have to do? I mean, you obviously have to read the crowd. I would assume that it's some sort of talent. You'd have to
Yeah,
have some sort of musical
yeah.
talent.
It okay. I think a lot of the talent that comes with DJing is number one is reading your crowd. That's
Right.
actually a difficult task. I have not yet. I can't say I've mastered that, but I think I've gotten a good edge on it. I think also counting your BPMs, like beats per minute, you got to
Mhm.
be able to count that. And also being able to transition properly song to song and having the right song after song after song. So the transition and also having the proper order, that also takes a lot of skill. And then all the effects you're gonna have, you have to have your when you have your like your roll effect. I use that a lot. As you're watching the song go, you don't want to do it at the wrong moment, and it just trips everyone up. It breaks
Mhm.
the rhythm. So it's a constant like you got to make sure you have a proper flow. So I think that's where like the talent comes in DJing. It's not as simple as here I'm gonna press play and then
Right. Sit
it's
back.
nice. Yeah, no, it's not like that at all. So
Now, where does your clothing line come in play with the music and everything?
yeah, I've always been into fashion. That is something, and I've made some very questionable choices as a young kid with fashion.
How so?
I looked like a bum, man. I looked awful. Oh man, I don't know how anyone let me dress like that.
What were you wearing?
I don't want to talk about it. It's not the best. But yeah, I think to me, somebody who's I am now comfortable in my body, but there was a very long point, and I still do struggle with it, but I would just wear hoodies. I did not feel comfortable in my body. I would not take off my shirt in front of, at the time, other women at, like when we went out swimming. I didn't feel comfortable. I was not comfortable in my body. So when I found like a good hoodie and it made me feel like confident, like, oh, like, I look like, Michael B. Jordan, but not really. But, like I look good, I feel good, and it's an important thing. So I did the clothing line right last semester. It was a 7-month process. I was like, I've always wanted to do this. I want to try it out. I reached out and found a graphic designer, which God bless her, Emily. I know you're probably watching this. She took so much time to just work with me over designs over and over and over again. And I didn't want to just do, hey, here's my name, Cheeku, and then buy my shirt.
Mhm.
I wanted to make clothing that like when people looked at it, they're not just trying to like support someone local. They're like, oh wait, I'd actually get this. So working on designs left and right, but also making it influential and important to people and to me as well. So that was a 7-month process. We did Sunset Volume 1, which I'm wearing right now. And the Look Me in the Eye shirt and hoodie, that design was mental health related. And then the second clothing line I dropped during finals of this last semester, which was stupid. I should have been studying. But it's okay. I did all right. But I did that one, and both of those, one was full mental health, other was women empowerment. So I did those two, and think I'm done with the clothing line. I think I only
Yeah.
did it limited edition. I only did it for a limited edition, and I what's it called? I also had like a rubber band that I did it with, which has "Demons Not Invited to the Sunset," which I actually brought you one.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Which is a really important quote to me is sunsets are everything I do my music through. So
Demons not invited to the sunset.
right, yeah. So in
That's cool.
what it really means is to me, when I play music, the reason it's called Sunset Party 1, 2, and 3, or Sunset Volume 1 and 2, whenever I look at a sunset, I feel like there's nothing that bothers me. Like, it's kind of like my escape. But, like, throughout the day, everyone, no matter how old you are or who you are or how you identify, what you believe in, you're going to struggle. There's going to be times that are rough. But when I look at a sunset, I feel like, all right, I'm good. I'm at peace. So when I play music, I strictly want you to feel that way, that you're floating in a sunset. And that's why no demon should ever be invited. It shouldn't be invited into there, but it may arise and it may come by, but don't ever invite it. So that's why.
That just gave me chills.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So why do you have body problems, body issues?
I think it was just as a kid, especially with basketball, and going to Okemos. Man,
I mean, you played sports.
I did.
So
played.
you're kind of in shape, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, Taco Bell. I mean that it always was there, and I wouldn't eat right, but I know my close friends knew that there were days where it'd be like, wake up in the morning, we'll go to the Mac, and then we'll go to open gym, and then we'll go lift, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll go play at the Mac again, and then at like 2 in the morning, my friend Fabian, my brother Fabian would be like, you want to go play at Jackson National, and we just like turn on the lights, and then we'll play basketball there, and it was just like, it was a constant grind, but like my body was never properly in shape because of just what I was putting into it. It was just garbage. So, yeah, I lacked confidence, and I tried seeking confidence in ways that were not the right way to do it. And
like what?
Yeah, at a younger age, like in high school, and I know almost every guy goes through that phase, but I sought validation, and I tried to seek validation through women to make me feel better, because I thought if I like had a girl or something like that, or if I was pulling all the ladies, I would be so much more comfortable and happy because it's desirable as a man. But like, that was not the right thing to do at the time. I never did anything improper or anything like that, but it was just like my mindset, so right. Yeah.
So what did you do to get your priorities straight? Like, as far as you had mentioned that you weren't putting the right things in your body, so you were kind of conscious about knowing that what you were doing wasn't a good thing. Did you go on a diet? Did you start exercising rigorously? Dayon, I mean, obviously you're friends with Dayon, and Dayon was doing all that.
Right.
Did you see him at the time doing that?
Not at that specific time, but I did like slowly see his journey. So I mean, Dayon, I know you, if you're listening to this, huge props to you. Huge props to you. I think what set me straight, and I will never, ever take it for granted. I will never take it for granted. My mentors. That is something I think I'm beyond blessed. I have Matt Guthrie, Ronnie Lamar Page, who's my DJ mentor, my doctor, my psychologist, KT, and my mom. That starting 5 right there, I don't care who the Lakers have. I don't care who the Nets have. Right now, I feel like we can win in Game 4, done deal. Sweet. I'm fine with that. So my mentors always kept me in line. Always.
How did you develop these mentors? I mean, you obviously knew that I need these people to help me.
I think at the time, I didn't know I needed them until I strictly spent specific time with these people. I'm 20. I'm sober. I'm in college. I go to Michigan State, very big party school. I'm a DJ. I mean, I'm not going to be at the, just sitting, not doing anything. Like, I'm a DJ. I'm in that party environment. I spent so much time with all these people strictly to learn and develop myself. That's it. I just want to become a better person. Each of these people, and this is why I'll never take it for granted, they only show me love. They invest time into me, and they don't get anything back except for to see me grow. And that is something I'll never take for granted. And when I realize those things, all this other materialistic and fake relationships we have as a young kid, I'm still a kid. I'm still an idiot. That's not gonna be. I'm still stupid. I know it. But these five people, and they all have their own specific traits that they've taught me, has helped shape me and my mindset, and really helped me through my struggle with mental health a lot. So, talking to them about even small problems or big problems gave me a new angle on how I look at things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm truly blessed for, like, you know, being able to even have these opportunities, and I've never let any of them go.
It sounds like you have a really good support system, some people to fall back on. What kind of mental health issues do you have, and do you struggle from, that makes you so passionate about having a clothing line to support it?
Yeah. I'm only open to these, like, talking about these things, and I, like, always try to make it before I say these things is I don't ever say things to seek sympathy or to, like, say, boo-hoo, look at me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, give me your sympathy, I'm struggling. I only say these things so that if somebody is watching this and they can be like, oh, I can relate to that, I have officially done my job. I know that I have, like, fulfilled who I'm trying to be as a person. So
Well, I think that people will hear, like, your story or anybody's story who comes on here, and they don't look at them like with having sympathy. They look at them like, oh, okay, that person's just like me and they're
Right.
succeeding. That person's a DJ. Like,
Yeah.
I can do this thing. Like, or, you know, I may be struggling with this thing over here, but I can still go on in life continuing with my passions.
Right, yeah. So I mean, that's definitely, like, what I try to do. So with mental, I have GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. I've had depression here and there, but it wasn't really. That's more like self-diagnosed. Like, I knew I was just like, I was like, holy shit, this is not fun. This is not it. And then at one point in
That
my
water is yours, by the way.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I brought my own.
Oh, okay.
But at one point in my life, I was suicidal. That was a very hard moment for me. And again, those that starting five, helped me get through that. So, yeah, I think everyone's dealing with something. I get it. A lot of people say everyone has problems. I know that, but
So
everyone struggles.
I know a lot of people that have anxiety. What is anxiety to you?
That's
Because it varies widely,
absolutely.
person to person.
Absolutely. So, I've been going to my doctor for what, I think, like 6 years now.
Psychologist.
Fantastic person. And I definitely, when I had my first meeting, I remember talking to him, and I had no idea what was going on. None. I used to, before I went to my psychologist a few years prior to that, I was going to the hospital in and out, and I was having stomach issues. And that was so scary to me, and I didn't know what was happening. And at that time, that was anxiety, and I had no clue about it, none. And I went to my doctor, and, you know, we talked and everything, and I said on that first meeting, and this is no shot at anyone who's doing this, but I told him, if we're going to do this, I don't want to do medication. I want to strictly just do it, me and my mind,
Mm-hmm.
and your guidance. And he was, again, very for the idea, and so supportive throughout my whole journey. And I guess my anxiety really was, it constantly switched to things. Started with basketball, and then it switched to, you know, family problems, or, you know, just dealing with my own problems. And then it turned into a metaphobia, which I don't know if you know what that is.
Not really.
A metaphobia is the fear and anxiety through nausea and throwing up.
Oh, wow.
That shit sucks. I'm still battling with that, like, to this day.
So if you get anxious, you might throw up.
I have not. The craziest thing is I have not thrown up.
So you get, like, dry heaves?
No, I haven't even dry heaved. I just get super nauseated, and I'm thinking, constantly in my mind, I play painful scenarios in my head. I let my anxiety loop. So as soon as I feel something in my stomach, then I'll just be like, oh, this is the one. And then it just constantly starts looping. And it's just like, shut up. Like, let me be, man. And, you know, I've worked on tactics, and I've like, there's so many tactics that have helped me like work on that problem and all my anxiety as a whole. And the guidance from that starting 5 is, I have knowledge from 30, 40, 50-year-olds that I'm at the age I learned it from like 18 through now 20.
Okay.
And if I can reciprocate that too, because I know I am what KT is to me. He is my like go-to person I call, and I am that to so many people now. And for me to like give that information he gives me back to people makes me feel so good.
Now, what kind of things did you learn that helped with anxiety? The coping mechanisms.
So many things. Yeah, that's actually such a good question. It just depends on the scenario. Like for somebody who fears the future, that's your anxiety lying to you. It's playing believable lies. It's believable. Like, yeah, I may throw up because I'm nervous about this interview, but I've never thrown up because I'm nervous. That's the truth. You got to find the truth in that, because your anxiety is like, it's like trying to protect you, but it's like an untrained pet. It's like constantly just nagging.
It's stress.
You. It's stressful. It sucks. I'm gonna be honest. There are days where this journey to get to where I am now was just not easy. That was not easy. And I know the person who I am. Everyone's just like, oh, like Cheeku's so, you know, having so much fun. He's always making Indian jokes. Like, you know, he's doing a good time. He's chilling. He's having a great time. You know, but I can be so honest. There are nights I'm so sick of fighting, and I cry, but I let it out. And there's something I'm constantly realizing. The thing that helped me the most with my anxiety is I'm not trying to get rid of it. I'm trying to get comfortable with it. And that's why I've recently tried visualizing my anxiety as a demon. And I've given it a name. I've given it an image. I painted it out. I don't paint. I should have used just used like a stick figure or something. The painting was not that great, but I actually painted it out and I gave it a name. And now every time I feel anxiety, I just call out to it. I'm like, okay, chill out. We're fine. We're good. Hold my hand. We're fine. We're okay.
Grab my hand. I'll lead you through the darkness.
Yeah. Like, I'm good. Like, don't even worry about it. I got you. But that's something that's helped me. Talking to somebody you trust is so important. Do not hold it in. Never hold it in. No. Never hold it in. You keep pushing it away, it's just going to, become more and more of a problem. Attack it head on.
Is this something you want to weigh in on? No, she doesn't want to talk to the mic. She has anxiety too, but it's different than kind of what you're explaining.
Right, and I think the most important thing to is acknowledge is excuse my language, but I fucking hate when someone's just like, I completely understand what you're going through. I hate that. And that's why when someone tells me their story, I always am just like, okay, from what you're telling me, I think I have an understanding of what you're going through. I never like when someone was just like, oh, I've been through that. I know exactly what you're going through. You don't. You may have an idea. You may have a very similar story, but
right.
I didn't like that. I always felt downplayed on that. And I think that's a me problem, honestly. But
I think for her, 'cause she doesn't want to talk on the mic, but I'm kind of speaking for her. Working out helps tremendously, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. I know I don't look, the most physically fit out here right now, but Matt right now, Matt Guthrie took me under his wing freshman year. I was this little skinny, or not even skinny. I was a little chubby, weak Indian boy. Like, I should have been playing chess or something. I should not have been on the court. He took me into that weight room, and it was a constant grind. I never liked anyone yelling at me, ever. I never liked anyone yelling at me. Hated it. Matt was the one person who he could just be like, Cheeku, shut the fuck up. Let's go. Push. You're pushing. It's all up here. It's all up here. And he took me under his wing. And working out was something that, really helped me. And unfortunately, and I blame myself for this, I have not continued that specific, I have not worked out. Basically, I haven't worked out in a pretty long time consistently with him. But those moments were so important to me because it's like you are letting out, you know, your frustration in such a clean and positive way. Other people super unfortunately go out and drink to avoid it, or go out to smoke and avoid it, or like, you know, do other things
to cope with it, right?
To cope with it. But I think that's such a healthy way.
How did you feel after doing a workout? Did you feel like relief? Like what was the feeling like? Because I don't really have anxiety. I mean, like I might be anxious here and there during certain scenarios, but I'm not really like you can ask her. I've never really stressed about anything.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, that's in my ways, that's great. I mean, it's nice that you at least like understand it, you know. To me, it was kind of like, I would say it was a sense of like accomplishment, and I bettered myself, where it kind of made me feel like I can get my frustration out and like just strictly focus on, you know, what set I'm doing. Because, you know, those like last like two, I mean, you look like you work out. I mean,
a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you're looking good, my guy.
Thanks.
You know, those last couple like, you know, reps you got to hit, you're only focused on that. It kind of just like distracts you in a way.
Right.
And then at the end of the workout, you're like, damn, I just made myself better. I just made myself better. And it makes you feel better when you start to feel more confident in your own body.
Right.
And it just helps you become better. You're starting to tackle, you know, a challenge. That's what life's about. You got to tackle challenges. It's not going to be easy for everyone. You don't have anxiety. I have anxiety. That doesn't mean our lives are, you know, mine's harder, yours is easier. It means, you know, you're just tackling something different. So I definitely, that's a very healthy way of doing it. And I need to take my own advice on that. I need to get back in there. I need to. I just play basketball and that's it. I got to get back into like, you know, lifting and stuff. So.
Wow. That's deep. So is your DJing, is that also a release for anxiety?
Yeah. So I can explain this story for my first show, or actually just any of my shows, and then I'll talk about my first show. So every time I'm about to go on stage, boom, batshit crazy anxiety. I'm terrified. Oh my goodness.
That's how I am before every podcast.
It's terrifying. I was walking down the stairs like, this is a really pretty home. Holy shit, I'm nervous. Like I'm like, oh man, I gotta be careful. Yeah, I'm so terrified. I am terrified, and that I'll tell you my name of my demon. I call it Dama, which stands for demon and me arranged. It's in my head. It's like, okay, here we go. You're about to do something. You're going to be scared because so many people are going to be watching and judging you. I don't like public speaking, and I'm already putting myself out there. I'm like, oh, my God. So I got to hop on stage, and I got to be like, yeah, my name's Cheeku, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm so terrified. And then as soon as I hit play and then I see the first initial reaction, boom, I'm in my sunset. In other terms, I'm unfuckable with. Nothing can stop me where I am at that moment. And it's so crazy because I'm seeing other people happy. And that, I think, might be my strongest thing that makes me happy, is when I see other people happy and I have caused that. And I think maybe you can consider that selfish or I don't even know the word. I don't know how to explain that. But, like, I, like, will try to make other people happy because it makes me happy, you know? And if I'm the one making somebody, like, I'm DJing and I just see some girl going at it, she's singing the lyrics, she feels like you know, she feel like she the one, she a boss, she going crazy, like, that makes me so happy. She's in her element because of me.
Right.
And that's why I consider stage my sunset. So, recently I've been really battling with my anxiety, and I had my first show, and I was, for some reason, so terrified. This is my first headlining show. This was my first headlining show. This is my dream. But for some reason, I've been battling my emetophobia, and I'm so terrified. So the day before, we went to go sound check, and I was super nervous. And we're sound checking. I'm okay. I get back home, and I had a panic attack, and I don't really get those. And I start playing this painful scenario in my head, and oh my God, I started feeling like a little shaky, and I started to really feel nauseated. And I'm terrified of that. I am so terrified of that. And at first, it slowly starts to go away, and then I go to bed at 2, and then I wake up at 4, and I've never woken up from a panic attack, and that I think might have been my worst one. And I wake up, and my body, I feel so out of control. It is not my body. This is 4 a.m. the day of the show, and I'm thinking, I gotta cancel it. And I had people from Chicago driving up to come see it, and that means a lot to me. That means way too much to me. And I was just like, how am I gonna call them and tell them? And I'm panicking. And my mom, she meditates at 4 in the morning, and I had my like headphones in, and I was listening to this emergency app that helps with my anxiety, and it usually helps. I was not listening to anything. I was so terrified, and I'm so terrified of that feeling of like anxiety because I think it takes me back to like the hospital and that fear. And my mom, you know, she didn't know really what to do, and she was, you know, trying to figure out how to help me. And then at that moment in my life, I realized it's been too long. It's been too long for this. Either I don't do what I want to do anymore, which means I'm technically not living because I don't have a goal, or I literally stare my demon in the eye, check the ball up, and force myself to do this. I'm running straight at it. You know, it's called basically exposure therapy. So I tried, college terms is pulling the trigger. I tried making myself throw up, which terrifies me.
Why do they call it pulling the trigger?
When you're drunk and you're like, I just need to like throw up, you like take your fingers down your throat and you just pull the trigger. I've never done it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I don't recommend really drinking that much. Be safe, please. But
unless you're at a DJ show.
Yeah, unless you're at my show and you're like safe and everything, then it's okay. It's all right. But yeah, it was that moment where I actually didn't even end up throwing up, and I like went to my bed, and my mom had like light, soft meditation music, and she was trying to like pat my head, trying to have me fall asleep. And in that moment, I realized this whole sense of like calmness kind of like run through me. Still very anxious, but I was just like, at that specific moment, I think I took the biggest step towards my problem. I didn't run away anymore. I went straight at it.
Faced it.
Face to face. Checked up. I hit him with the cleanest Euro step to my left. I never used my left. But yeah, I woke up that next day and I was trying to hype myself up. I called Matt. I called KT. Both of them so important to call whenever whenever I feel anxious. Went to the show, talked to Mr. Page or Rodney Lamar Page, who opened for me, which is a huge blessing because he is a far superior DJ to me. He's done everything in his life. He's performed for the Pistons, the Pelicans. Wow. I know, and he was sweet. So people started flooding in, and I thought, you know, for my first show, I think we only sold 40 tickets, which is, to me, that's amazing, right?
That is so amazing. That means 40 people like you.
That's what I was like, see, Mom, I had friends. You didn't have to worry. My parents came out to the show, which was so supportive of my mom and dad to be there. But yeah, and then all of a sudden more people started flooding in. I started getting nervous, and I talked to KT, and he's like, this is your moment. This is what you dream about. This is a normal day to you, though. Don't put it on a pedestal. Respect it, because I was saying this is the biggest day ever, blah, 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 blah. And 10 minutes before the show, you know, I just hopped on stage and started getting ready, and I played that first song, and boom.
It was your sunset.
That was my sunset. That was crazy. Went on with the show. Everyone was kind of like facing me in the front. It really felt like a good crowd. We sold 74 tickets total.
Wow.
I think 74, yes. And, you know, at one point they started chanting my name, and I turned around and started crying. I like started like tearing up, and I started like going like this, and they went even louder because I know almost everyone in that room really knew who I was. It was so much love because there was so much support from just so many different types of people, and like it's so crazy to me that at that point, less than 24 hours ago, I was at one of my lowest points I've ever been in my life, and I'm on top of the world right now. And that's something like I try to like tell people is like, yes, you're in your anxious moment right now. You're not even thinking about what could possibly happen.
Right.
Theoretically, you could have the best day of your life right after that moment. You're not thinking about that.
So you had a panic attack 24 hours before the show, or not even.
But that whole week was bad too.
Yeah. And what do you do right before a show to keep yourself kind of like calm and relaxed before you go on? Because like if it's anything like me, I get I guess a little bit of anxiety before each podcast.
Right.
I might like pump out like 20 push-ups or something. It helps like kind of alleviate some of the stress and the anxiety. What do you do? Do you put on music? What is your process? Do you find calming music? Like, what kind of music do you listen to before?
That's also a really good question. I can explain that. I listen to almost. I'm so sorry if this offends either of you. I listen to everything but country. Everything but country. There's some like old country songs that
yeah, like what?
Like George Strait. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that one. But I will listen to, and this is so I consider myself just a very interesting person because I will go from jazz music to Detroit rap to EDM to Drake and Jaden Smith are my two favorite artists. I will listen to 070 Shake, who is super talented, to Indian music. Well, I have to. It's good stuff. It is good stuff, but I have to. I mean, I will listen to so many different things because I feel like I have so many different parts of my personality that I can like relate to. I can't just be fixated strictly on rap music or EDM music. Like, I wake up in the morning and I listen to like jazz and I'll just like make tea, and then I'll go out later at night and I'll go DJ. Like those don't really align up, you know.
Right.
But yeah, what I do before a show, if I'm anxious and KT is there, first initial reaction is get KT. First initial reaction is get KT. KT has literally saved my life. Literally saved my life. And I'm beyond always grateful for it. I meditate, so I'll take some deep breaths. I'll close my eyes. And if I'm anxious, I will address it and be like, okay, what am I anxious about? Is that really going to happen? I start tackling the truth. Really I'm safe right now.
What kind of things do you get anxious about? Like right before you go on stage?
Are they even going to like me? Am I going to throw up on stage? Am I going to throw up on stage? What if I get nauseated? What if I throw up on stage? 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 I'm like constantly.
Do you like bad talk yourself? Like if it were me, I would probably be like, oh, come on, like knock it off, you little bitch.
Yeah, I mean,
you can do this, you little bitch.
Yeah. Oh.
Don't be a bitch. Let's do this.
Yeah, no, I love that because something that this isn't for everyone. I don't have I don't have like the correct answer, but for some people it is. I will play with my anxiety. I will literally Dama, right? I will literally just be like, dog, chill the fuck out. Just relax, man. We're good. We're chilling, And sometimes I'll start like, punching the air or whatever. I'm like, all right, dude, let's go. Like I start getting really hyped. And it puts me in like an exciting mood because now I'm excited about my anxiety. It's like when you have a problem and it's always constantly hurting you and you're doing the same thing over again. It's like reading a chapter in a book and then rereading it expecting a different outcome.
Right.
Read the next chapter. Try something new. So I try to look at my anxiety differently. That's why I'm like, shit, am I going to throw up? Oh my God. And then I'll talk to KT and he'll change my angle. He will literally just be like, okay, now look at it this way and talk me through it. And I'm like, I feel better. Let's go on. Yeah.
That would be terrifying. Worried about throwing up on stage in front of everybody.
It is.
I can imagine that.
And I've like worked on it, and just after that first show has opened up to me, that so much, where it's helped me because I felt like my back was against the wall, and I was like, I can't do it. Either I crawl and it's over, or I run straight through it. So that helped me a lot, and KT's guidance and all the other 5, that guidance is just, it's crazy.
Now, you have a clothing line that's geared towards mental health. How were you donating money from that?
Yes.
What were you donating to?
So I still have a few more hoodies to sell, and those were the mental health ones because it says demons not invited to the sunset, and then it has 2 mental health quotes.
I want one of them.
I actually, I'll get you one. I will get you one. I think I only
Okay.
have one more left, and it's a large. And I'm actually, when I do my clothing line, I only do limited edition.
Oh, sweet.
That's it. I only do limited edition because I don't want it to be like. I go to Michigan State for. I'm in the business college, so like, I try to think about it in like a business aspect. You know, like how do I want to do it? If I just put it up there and I constantly putting up, new clothing.
Right.
I know for a fact my clothing. I like it. I love it. Sorry, I love it, but I know some people don't love that, but they get it just to support me, which I still appreciate without a doubt. But I can't constantly putting it up, and not everyone has the financial capabilities of constantly, buying a $60 hoodie or $30 shirt,
Right.
But yes, I wanted to donate 50% of the Team is Not Invited to the Sunset hoodie.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about, I talked to KT, and him and I agree that we should do a local one, a local mental health organization. So I'm still wrapping up the financials, and once I get that out, I'll give it out. And
cool.
I think it'd be really important. And it's not something that like I wanted to be like the headline, like, hey, I'm donating, buy my stuff. It was kind of just like, look, like, I'm just gonna do it because that's important to me, because I know how difficult it can be. At a point in my life, I was just like, dude, stop being nervous. You're fine. Like, you're good. Anxiety is nothing. I would literally backhand slap myself back in the day. I'd be like, shut up, dude. You have no idea.
So you said you're not going to be doing the clothing line anymore?
If I get Common Ground in the near future, then yeah, I think I'll do Sunset Volume 3. There are a few designs that we have, and there's so many projects that I have that like I just haven't like.
I think you should keep doing it.
I think I should.
You could sell shirts at shows.
Right. That's why I still have a little bit of Sunset Volume 2, but I don't know. I try, for some reason, I don't want to be like a lot of these DJs. That's something that separates me. I do not take requests. As a DJ, usually you go to the DJ and give them requests. That's why I tried to stay away from situations that like weddings and parties. Yeah. Nothing against those DJs. I just can't do it because the person who I am, I'm like, let me give you the performance. And like the events I do, I try to do it where it's not like a constant thing unless like a lot of people are coming to it. It's like I want to make it like special. So I try to do things a little like unique and different, so
it'll make me feel special when I have your hoodie and nobody else does.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. I'll definitely get it to you for sure. But yeah, I don't know yet. Again, it's in the future. I still got to get my degree. And
what's your degree in?
Hospitality business.
Okay.
And my minor is entrepreneurship and innovation. So I'm doing those.
So you're DJing, and your goal is to obviously play Common Ground, because you just mentioned that. What's your long-term goal for that, and then how's that going to play into your degree and whatnot?
Yeah. So when I was starting DJing, it was just like, oh, dude, I'm gonna go on tour, dude. I'm gonna be so sweet, man. I'm going on tour, Mom. I'm dropping out. And she was just like, shut up. And I was like, okay, Mom. No, she never said that. But it was with my degree, hospitality. I always I love fashion, and when I grow up now, I want to do just a ton of different things. Like, I don't know if you know about Jaden Smith. He is a rapper, but he also has his own water company.
Right.
He's got his own like shoe now. Like he does a bunch of different things, and that's what I want to do. So I want to go on tour. I want to try some festivals and stuff like that. But I also want to work with TED Talk. Definitely. Cool. This is why I really want to do this. I was like, this is sweet. I want to go on TED Talk. I want to work on, sharing my story or giving, advice to other people so they can, work on themselves. I want to do like pop-up like clothing, like fashion shows. I think those are sweet. Like Off-White, how they collab, like other companies collab with other companies. I think that'd be sweet if I was like my own Off-White, like Cheeku.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I do want to work also with, mental health, but I also want to try working with, like, it's going to sound so weird. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to work with NASA. I want to work with NASA somehow. I want to work with, like, space and, like,
create them some dope, like, outfits.
Yeah, like when, go on the moon and DJ or something. If you want to come, I'll get you a ticket. We'll go together, man.
Let's go.
But, yeah, that's my goal for the future.
That's cool. I don't know if I have any other questions about the anxiety part.
Yeah, I mean, if you do, let me know. I'm always open and willing to, help anyone out whenever they need it. So
yeah. So during COVID, you obviously weren't able probably to do many shows.
Yeah.
How did that play into your anxiety? Not being able to go do your thing, get into the sunset, get into your feels. What was that like?
What's the word? shitty. That's the word.
Were you still creating music?
So yeah, actually, it gave me a whole new way of looking at it. Three things happened. I did have a show at my house. I had Sunset.
Oh, you rule breaker.
No, but it was the crazy thing is everyone wore a mask.
Okay.
Everyone wore a mask. And afterward, most people got actually nobody had COVID after that. I strictly remember that. But what it was like when there was like this huge like drop in COVID cases for like a good minute.
Mm-hmm.
And right before the show, people at like graduation at the high school, there was like a scare,
Right.
and I told all of them not to come. And like it was fine, but that happened, and that was sweet. That was a good time. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot in that one because necessarily that wasn't my best performance. Because like the crowd really couldn't like interact and stuff. It wasn't like hundreds of people. It was just like a decent amount of my like, good friends and everything like that.
Right.
Which again, everyone wore masks. Make that super clear. I even wore my mask. It's crazy. I've been wearing a mask for 3 years.
Really?
That was my thing. Is I wore a mask before I DJ'd.
Why? You didn't want to get sick?
No. It wasn't even because of COVID. It was dope because it said "Love is in the air." It was like this sweet mask, and like at the time I was like super inspired by like I'm still inspired by a lot by like Asian culture, and I saw like these like 3 dancers because I danced in high school, and I like saw these like I used to watch dance videos. And
What kind of dance did you do? Like break dancing?
Indian fusion. My brother is a dancer. Akash, he like danced in at college, and he was like sweet. And then like
Wow.
my parents were just, I started dancing, and they were like, "Wow, we should stick to something else. Let's do something else, my guy. Let's do it." I was like, "Yeah, okay, good idea." No, but I danced. But yeah, they saw him wearing the mask, and I was like, "This is dope." I always tried to like. I wasn't like as open as I am about like trying different things. Like now, I mean, like I wear rings. I paint my nails.
Yeah.
Like,
How many rings do you have on?
I have 7, if I can count right. Yeah, 7.
Now, do they have different meanings? What?
Actually, yeah, this ring right here is the hand of God. I don't know if you know, like, I think God is like putting his hand out to. I'm not religious, so I don't know the full story about it, but like that one, my friend Tyler like explained to me how it seems like such a hard thing, but all you gotta do is lift your finger up, and that like helped me, like like sometimes I think. Like at the time, oh my God, throwing up so bad, and now it's just like, dude, it's not that bad. You're not gonna die. You're going to be okay. But yeah, no, I like to do a lot of like fashion stuff and like try different things out.
I'm just gonna say, if you get into a fight, you're gonna fuck somebody up.
Oh, this ring right here is got. Oh, dude, my rose, dude. I know I'm not much of a fighter. I know I'm not gonna be good at it. So, worst case scenario, I'll just hit him with the rose. So.
There you go. So COVID, you weren't able to really perform. You had the one show.
Yeah, the one show. TikTok, my TikTok blew up. I like started to get like a couple thousand followers, which was sweet, and then I go live. I did this thing where I like would like it was like Skype. It's called Omegle, but it was like a trend on TikTok where you would like go on there and you'd be basically Skyping someone random, and I like asked like, hey, can I DJ for you? And I'd record it, and I put up a few of those videos, and those actually really helped me out, and I got a lot of followers on TikTok, but they also were like, yo, what's your Instagram? What's your SoundCloud? And at that moment, I was like, okay, I need to do something with like, I have to put something out. I've never put music out. And at that time, which is, I'm not going to mention her name, fantastic young lady, and I hope the best for her. But at that time, I had ended it with a girl I was talking to, a young woman I was talking to. And I use so much emotion in my music. So I made a mix about how I felt, and I called it Love, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I put that out. And
how'd that make her feel?
I don't think she knows about her.
Oh,
I don't think she knows it's about her, and I don't expect her really to be watching this, but it's actually, I went to Dallas to my best friend's house. He moved to Dallas, and on my flight back, I like went through my phone and I looked through all of the old pictures of us, and I purposely and I was on my flight back, night flight, got the window seat. No one was next to me. I was in my element. I was in my zone, and I went through my phone and looked at all the old pictures of us, and purposely made me sad. I like got really sad, and I really, really missed her at that moment. And I opened up my laptop and I made the playlist and I worked on it. And that's how Love the Good, the Bad, the Ugly started. So I had that one out, and then I did another one called After Sundown, and that is my alter or not alter. My other ego. Like that is my other like personality is After Sundown, and that's just reckless. It's just reckless.
So, DJing, you're kind of taking like other people's songs, you're mixing them and whatnot. With creating your own music, you created your own song.
Well,
and,
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Or were you just using other people's music and you just kind of
right.
rework it a little? How does
exactly. I made a mix, so it was like songs that made me feel the specific way,
okay.
and I added my own like effects in between.
What songs were they?
Oh, yeah, I think you're gonna have to listen to it, man, because I can't tell you because they're all remixes.
Oh, okay.
They're all remixes of original songs. So I had that, so I put those two out, and then I made another mix about the girl I was talking about, and that one I took all original songs, and I slowed and I reverbed and pitched them all, and I put it together. That was me actually officially, not like these are like my own mix. I'm taking originals and now I'm editing them.
Do you think that doing that helped you get over her? Yeah. Like it was like something that you needed to do to kind of get over that hump?
Yeah. Yes, in a way, because I mean I've again from like my mentors I've like now looked at like we can call it love in a very different aspect now, because I mean usually I know at my age a lot of people will like go date somebody and then like once they're like broken up they're like, oh man, fuck my ex, dude, I hate him, I hate her, I hate right, and I'm like, didn't you just date this person though? Like what? That doesn't make sense. So it's not like I necessarily needed to get over her, I just need to get over the situation and how it unfolded. I mean, I made mistakes. Where's the camera? I made mistakes. Like I can admit it. But it did help me express how I felt.
Right.
It helped me express how I felt, because I was like, this song is how I feel right now. And that order of like how I did it, like everything I do with my music is not to like, okay, just put it out. It's strictly like each thing's gotta have meaning in it. Whether you see it or only I see it, it doesn't matter to me. It's like, as long as I like feel it and see it, I'm gonna put you out there. Yeah.
So when you create music, do you kind of have to put yourself in the zone like that anytime? Like like if you're creating like a happy song, what do you do? What's your process for that? You drink a bunch of coffee and get all jacked up?
Oh yeah, I'll try that out. I'll definitely try that out. It's all about like my surrounding. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if the version of me in high school were to see the version of me now, he'd be like, dude, what the fuck happened to me? Like, what? This is completely different. I, like, as you said, like, what do I need to do? I need to have my surrounding, like, I need a proper surrounding aesthetic. I have a candle. I'll light a candle. I'll have tea. I'll have some tea, and I'll, like, get in my zone, and I'll, like, start. What I'll do is I kind of, like, watch videos of, like, other DJs right before I start doing it, or like live concert performances. That hypes me up, and then I'll get into the zone. Then I'll be like, okay, I need to like, work on how do I want to like make this part of the song pop out, more. Right. So after I put those like 3 song or mixes out on SoundCloud, and I think they're close to 8,000 views now, which I'm beyond blessed, because I know none of my friends are listening to that. It's just random people, which is sweet, which I think is sweet. But I haven't made anything in a while, and I think I'm working on some stuff here, so we'll see. But my brother, he actually produces and makes music, and he is insanely talented.
What is his name?
Akash. Akash, yeah. Akash is.
What's his musical name?
Akash.
Okay.
Akash, yeah.
So if somebody wants to find your music, they can find it on SoundCloud.
Just SoundCloud.
They can just look it up.
Yeah, because I can't put it anywhere else. I'll get copyrighted. So I'm not making money off this.
Can I play something real quick?
Yeah.
What's I don't have SoundCloud.
You want
is
me?
it an app? I don't.
Yeah, it is an app.
So can you pull something up and just shove it in the mic?
Yeah, I hope it sounds like good quality.
It'll sound good.
It'll sound good.
It'll sound good.
All right. Shoot, this is I wasn't. Oh man, I gotta make myself look really good here. Yeah, I can.
Hopefully, I don't get taken down for this.
I don't think you would. I don't.
No.
No. All right.
My spidey senses tell me this is gonna get fucking tasty, baby.
Hey, I don't cop things for resale. Don't do iCloud, don't do email. Feds wanna cop up, man, and wild man like
I mean, it's like music like that. I don't know if that's like.
That's sweet. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, no, that one gets me hyped. I mean, it's dope because I send like music to. I mean, it's something that like a lot of different people like listen to. Kids my age. My Spanish teacher, Senor. I always send him music. So
that's cool.
It's definitely I definitely have really like enjoyed that process, and I'm super grateful for all it's like showed me and like helped me out with. So. Yeah.
Are you working on blowing up your social media at all? Because obviously TikTok took off for you. What about Instagram, Facebook, any of that?
So social media I think is super important to me. My Instagram is. It used to be a typical one, and I think this is a problem, especially with our generation. It is such a big problem, and I feel it needs to stop at some point. I don't use Snapchat anymore, thankfully. As much. I don't like keep streaks or whatever. My Instagram, I used to post things just for attention. If I didn't get a certain amount of likes, I actually felt bad. Right. And I like used to even like put on my Snapchat like, yo, go check out my my picture or whatever, like trying to get likes. And now my Instagram, the aesthetic of it is just completely different. It's everything I put out there, I put out because it's dope. I would not be the DJ and this is a very critical point, and I don't think nobody really talks about it. I would not be here if it wasn't for my photographers. The photographers I have and cinematographers I have, huge, very talented. They're all doing really good things with themselves right now, which I know. Each of them, I'm like, everyone's like, how do you know these people? I'm like, I just got lucky. I got lucky. And these people make my like product of me visually like pleasing to anyone who's looking at it. And that's why like my Instagram is like, I look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm very happy with this, and I do not care now if I get 3 likes or if I get 300.
So do you just post and just kind of leave it?
That's what I've started doing now. It's like I'll post and I'll leave it, and like the stuff I put on there is like not traditional. It's not like me and my boys sitting, outside of Harper's, like, yo, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Right. The boys at Harps, whatever. I don't know. Or like, oh, I'm at the beach. What's up? I don't care. I really don't care about that. I'm only going to put stuff out that I'm like, oh, this is dope. And if somebody else finds it's dope, then sweet.
I don't want to say the specific situation, but I talk about it all the time. Dude, the fake posts on social media irritate the crap out of me. There's a guy I know who I don't want to say too much because I don't want to put him on blast. But he takes pictures and he'll give like a fake scenario of something. And like, this is what I'm doing. Like for instance, he was saying he was meditating, and it's like, dude, somebody's taking a picture of you. You're not meditating.
Yeah.
Like you're outside sitting in your driveway.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because I feel like what exactly do people post stuff on social media for?
For attention.
For attention, and it's also like.
And it's a dopamine.
Yeah,
you see people like your post or comment, and you're like, oh, dude, I'm guilty of it.
Right.
I post something for the podcast. I'm like, how many people like this?
That's fair but also it's a different thing with you and I compared to others is it's a business account, I'm assuming, right?
No, not really. Just my personal, but I promote everything for the podcast on it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's important. Like when I put my stuff up, I'm only like promote. Oh, it is. Wow, English. It is actually my account, but when I put it out, it's like, dude, I need to stop caring what other people think, and that is a lesson Mr. Page has taught me is I'm never going to please everyone. And that's something that I've battled with for a long time.
Trying to make people happy.
Long time. Oh my goodness. I can't DJ and make every single person there happy. It's so funny. When I had my headlining show, right before that, I've never had a bad show until right before there. And I'm glad I did. I'm so glad I did. I know for a fact some people don't think I'm a good DJ. That's totally fine, and that's okay.
They don't need to come.
They don't need to come. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. Stay at home. Do whatever you want to do. But, I can't please everyone. And even on social media, and especially on social media, there are people who are going to look at my Instagram and just unfollow me like, dude, this kid's trying too hard. Maybe somebody thinks that. That's okay, man. Yeah. That's all right. I want the best for you, but...
Another thing is, too, is a lot of people don't like to see other people succeeding, especially, like, if you post something on social media, like, you post something for your DJ, like, you DJing, and you get maybe 300 likes or something. Somebody's like, oh, wow. Like, that's kind of obnoxious.
Dude,
they're probably not doing anything with their life. They're probably not happy, and they're not happy seeing you happy.
That's something where it's like, I was just having a conversation about this, is unfortunately in high school, it's like that. It's not only high school, but my experience in high school, and it is in college too. It's just like people will like talk like, yo, you're my homie, what's up, blah, 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 but then turn around your back and to seek like society's like gain and like, in a way, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just, they will backstab you to make them seem better in society and to like feed into drama because they think that's going to get them closer to somebody else. It's hate. Like, why are you doing that? And that's why I don't surround myself with people like that. That's why, like, instead of Wasted Wednesdays, I'd go with KT and we'd get coffee and we'd sit at Blue Owl and he'd bring a notebook and we'd just work on, like, how to, like, better myself. Like, that's something I'm going to keep around me. I don't care about the other 300 people that are, like, I think I have, like, 1,400 people following me.
Nice.
I have love for all of them, all right? I have love for them. But some of them probably don't have love for me back. They're just following me to follow me. And then maybe they'll, like, like my picture. And then it's just, like, do I really care if they like or not like my picture? That's not supposed to be important. It's supposed to be people who, like KT, who, like, genuinely care. And I think in social media, we only see the best version of other people. You're not going to post, like, a very average picture of you.
It's a facade.
Dude, and it's something that, like, I struggled with because, I didn't like my body. So, like, if a picture I posted or something, I'd be like...
Did you take, like, face pics? A certain angle?
Yeah, oh, my goodness. You try to flex my jaw and everything. That wasn't even there, But yeah, it's just so it's crazy, and that's why, like, everything I do it in a unique way. I try to break barriers, but I'm not trying to, like, be like, be woke or whatever. I'm just doing it because I like to. I'm not trying to please anyone anymore. I'm just trying to inspire and do the right thing for me.
Well, and I think another thing with social media is people want to be different, and obviously you're different. You got rings on every finger almost, and nails are painted. I mean, but you're different, and if you're not on there like trying to be like, hey, look at me, I'm different, than all of you guys, then you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, dude. I think it's something where, like, I totally am like, yo, if whoever you want to be, go be it. Just don't judge anyone else about it. You know what I'm saying? I like to do different things for fashion, and honestly, in my personal opinion, if I'm not weird, then I'm not doing the right thing. I don't want to be society's normal.
But you're not trying to go out of your way to be weird.
No,
you're just being you. You're just being you.
I'm just doing me. I'm just doing me now, and that's something. I'm only 20. I know I'm only 20. I've learned so much from my mentors because they have walked, like, years of path and experience that I, like, physically can't right now. And I'm getting all this information, and I'm, like, using it, and I'm trying to, like, shape and form the man who I'd like to be for the future. And I mean, like, yeah, people think it's, like, weird that some people think it's weird I paint my nails. I just tell them, like, what if I have a daughter? Like, what if I have a daughter and she needs her nails painted? Like, I'll do it. Like, what's wrong with that? So
my son gets his nails painted.
That's dope, man.
Because he sees my daughter paint, with her nails painted, so he always wants his painted too.
Yeah, dude, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, But I definitely try to, like, do different, like, things with fashion and stuff because I like to express myself in, like, a dope way. Definitely try to do different, unique things. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, let's kind of wrap this up. Where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, Instagram and SoundCloud. Those are the two things.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to put them in the bio or whatever, but they'll be there. But yeah, again, I want to say thank you so much for the opportunity, and I really love what you guys are doing, trying to share people's stories and inspire. So thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, and good luck to you and your DJing career. I hope it really takes off for you.
Thank you.
I hope I can see you at Common Ground here soon.
Hopefully, man. Front row, man. Front row.
All right, man. Well, thanks again for being here.